If you are one of the unfortunate people that have purchased a home over the last several years, where home prices continue to skyrocket and interest rate stays above 6%, my suggestion for you is to make additional payment, find any cash, bonus, or tax refund or side hustle where you can make one additional month payment per year. This way, you can save your terms. Instead of 30-year term, you can cut it by 6 years, so down to 24 years. And if you make two additional month payment, instead of a 30-year loan term, you shave off or you save 10 years of payment. So you take a 30-year term down to 20. And being the wrong side of it, the reason that worked, your mortgage payment is front loaded, where majority of your payment early on goes toward the interest and only a fraction goes toward the principal. In this example, I put $280,000, which is on the low end. In my area, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath ranch style or 1.5-story tall ranges between $250,000 all the way up to $400,000. Assuming a 10% down and the property tax is not counted here, the home insurance is not counted here, just a home purchase, $280,000 with a 10% down, the loan amount is $252,000. Interest rate at 6.625%. A 30-year loan. Loan started on February 1st of 2025. Scheduled payment is $1,600 per month with no additional payment. Total interest is $328,890. So a house purchase of $280,000 turned out to be a $580,000 total cost. You buy a house for yourself and you buy a house for the banker. The way the payment works, your first month, your second month, and third month, if you look at your first month here, your beginning balance is your original loan amount. Scheduled payment of $1,600 with no extra payment here. $1,613 out of that payment, only $222 goes to the principal. A whopping $1,391 goes to the interest. And that only dropped your ending balance by $222. And this is how much interest you paid after the first month. The second month, the same thing. Out of the $1,600 payment, only $223.56 goes to the principal. Over $1,390 goes to the interest. And that brings your balance down slightly. Now your total interest is over $2,700. It will take you many years, many payment, where your principal start to exceed the interest. But by paying down extra payment, one additional payment per year, you notice the timing I put is March of every year. That's not a coincidence because most people get their tax refund around that time frame. So I try to get people to think about how can they better utilize their tax refund. If you have a high debt, if you have a high interest rate debt or a high mortgage rate, maybe start putting that money to good use by paying down the principal, therefore paying less in interest and shorten the time it takes for you to pay off your mortgage. Your first month, still the same beginning balance at $252 with the schedule at $1,613, additional payment of $1,600. Now your total payment is $3,200 for that month. Over $1,800 goes to the principal, and the interest is still the same, $1,391. Your ending balance is significantly less than if you didn't pay extra payment. Instead of just a couple $100 less, it's a couple $1,000 less. Because you have less ending balance, if you look at the second payment, even though you don't have any extra payment, your payment is just the normal $1,600 that is scheduled. $232 goes toward the principal. But if you look at the interest now, it's $1,381 goes toward the interest. And that brings your ending balance to $249,931. If you look at the interest for second payment for the extra payment versus the no extra payment, this is $1,381. But you look at without paying extra payment, it will take you 9 payments to get to the same level. By paying down the principal, you reduce the ending balance after each payment. By reducing the ending balance by the additional payment, subsequent payment, you also pay less in interest as well. Instead of the full term, you stop your payment after 287 payment. Another option too is instead of paying one additional payment once per year, you can also divide it evenly into monthly payment. That will equate to $134.47 extra per month, which still gives you significant saving, which still save you 6 years. Instead of paying 30-year loan, it's a 24-year loan, and it still save you $76,000 in interest. And if you have promotion, side hustle, additional income, instead of having lifestyle creep, continue to buy more things or have extra vacation, maybe consider, instead of having one additional month payment, maybe have 2 additional month payment. By doing so, you cut your years from 30 years down to 20 years, and you save yourself 10 years of payment. And better yet, instead of paying $328,000 in interest, you're only paying $207,000 in interest, saving yourself $121,000 of total interest. This is why Dave Ramsey always preached 15-year loan, because if you look at this loan amount, this interest rate, from 30 year down to 15, look at how much less interest you pay. $146,000 in interest as opposed to $328,000. But I also understand that for many low to middle class, trying to find additional cash for down payment and buying a house that's reasonable is hard these days and age. So if you are stuck with a 30-year mortgage, it is in your best interest to find ways to make additional payment as much as you can find, as often as you can do it. So to sum it up, a 30-year loan on a $250,000 loan at 6.625% will cost you $328,000 in interest, over $500,000 in total payment, versus if you do one additional month payment, you're only paying $249,000 in interest, save you $80,000 in interest, and you cut your mortgage by 6 years, so only a 24-year mortgage. And if you pay additional 2 months, you save yourself $121,000 in interest, and instead of a 30-year loan, it's a 20-year loan. Earning money is hard, and getting a raise that is beyond competitive wage, a living wage, is even tougher, and it's also outside of your control, it's outside of my control. So it's important that you want to be on the right side of compound interest, not the wrong side of compound interest. The right side of compound interest is to take your extra money from tax refund or merit increase or a side hustle to grow in a market where it will grow your fortune for you. The right side of compound interest is by reducing the amount of interest that you pay by paying down the principal. The sooner the better. Being the wrong side of compound interest is by paying just a scheduled payment over a 30-year mortgage, where now when you buy a house, instead of just buying a house for you, you also buy a house for the banker. From the wise world of Albert Einstein, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays for it.